Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas. Hope you guys had good days with the family, stuff like that. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make videos for NBA, I make videos for NFL. I post all of those videos on this subreddit called DF Sports with one S, as you can see here. I didn't make updates today because I was busy, but usually I make updates throughout the day with all the news that comes out and stuff like that. So, yeah, man, check it out. People Talk Strategy here. I answer all your questions, stuff like that. If you ever need help with the slate, if you ever want to get a hold of me, you can message me on Reddit or you can get a hold of me on Twitter at Tori Langley 1992 right here. And firstly, I just want to say I'm doing a giveaway for Christmas for you guys. I also did a giveaway in the Discord, but doing a public giveaway for you guys. Make sure that you see this tweet. Sorry. Make sure you see this tweet. Um, Make sure you retweet it. That's the only way that you'll be able to enter because I don't know how to do a giveaway on Twitter, so you have to retweet. And then you just have to be following me so you're not some random person that just wins the money who has no idea about NBA or stuff that I do. So make sure you're following me and make sure you retweet this post. I will be picking a winner tomorrow. I hope a lot of you guys see this because there's only 94 people entered, and I know there's a damn well a lot more of you um, that see these videos and are on Reddit and stuff like that. So make sure you guys get into this giveaway. Um, yeah. So let's go over my lineups for today. We'll go over NFL. We'll go over NBA. So NFL was kind of so-so. Um, it was so-so. I broke even for the day. It could have been a lot better. Could have been a lot better. Where's my Sunday lineup? So the Buccaneers, man, how awful can the Buccaneers be? So I went with Tom Brady, James Conner, Latavius Murray, Mike Evans, Tutu Atwell, Tyreek Hill, Greg Dulcich, Rashad White, and the Buccaneers defense. So the core that I had for cash today was Tom Brady, James Conner. No, hold on. What did I have? Tom Brady, James Conner, Mike Evans, and Tutu Atwell. So Tom was fine. Connor, absolute smash. Tutu, snowflake. Mike Evans, snowflake. But should have been a better day overall. But Showdown saved the day. Cashed in Showdown. As you guys know, I play cash games for NFL mostly. I don't play GPPs. I play some GPPs, but I play more cash games. So, yeah, I went with Tom Brady captain, James Conner, Mike Evans, Rashad White, and Buxty, and Suck Up. What did McSorley end with? I want to see what McSorley was. 7.08. Okay, that was the other lineup I was considering. I was considering going McSorley over, what's it called? I was considering going McSorley over Mike Evans. So, yeah, Michael Porter Jr. is absolutely destroying me on the night slate. Jamal Murray is 0 fantasy points in the second half, but should be a good night on the night slate. The core that I have for night was Jordan Poole, Jamal Murray, Draymond Green, and Steven Adams. All are absolutely smashing. Main slate did not go my way. The core that I have for the main slate was Hartenstein, Luka Doncic, Draymond Green, Thomas Bryant. Draymond smash, Luka smash, Hart, Jericho Sims backup 5 run. I don't understand that. Thomas Bryant massive foul trouble and then just didn't come back. He might have re-aggravated an injury. I'm not entirely sure there. But yeah, break even day for me. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. So I'm happy to be break even for today. Brooklyn at Cleveland. It's a bad matchup here for Brooklyn. Cleveland is last in pace, first in defensive rating. So not much here for me. Like Katie, he's always in play for GPPs. Kyrie, always in play for GPPs. But it's a really tough matchup, so I'll probably be looking elsewhere. I think there are better spend ups on the slate. Ben Simmons, kind of the same thing here. I do believe he has been starting at the point, which is definitely a lot better for him. So I think my favorite play on Brooklyn is going to be Ben Simmons. He does have that power forward eligibility while being a point guard, so some interested in Ben, not interested in Claxton. Royce O'Neal's minutes have been downtrending, but a playable value play. Like, not going to go out of my way to play him, but he's been extremely scoring reliant of late with everyone healthy. So definitely a lower floor now with Ben, Kyrie back. TJ Warren will get rotation minutes. I don't hate it. I don't hate it for GPPs. He's a guy that can stuff the stat sheet, do everything. I expect, probably 18-ish minutes for him. I don't hate it for value. I think he's an interesting GPP value play. And I think that's going to do it for Brooklyn. Let's move on to Cleveland. So, good matchup here for Cleveland. Brooklyn, 23rd in pace. Where are they defensively? 12th in defensive rating. So, Donovan Mitchell, I think it's a good spot for him. Has been extremely up and down of late. At 8.9K, that is intriguing for GPPs. A guy that's going to be the clear number one offensively. Does have a lower floor than Garland, but has a much higher ceiling when he's hitting his shots. So I think Mitchell is a solid play at 8.9K, but definitely a lower floor. I'm intrigued by Garland too. I know he's been really bad of late, but he's going to be the main ball handler here. I think he's probably going to play close to 40 minutes. 7.7K is definitely an intriguing price tag for me. So I do like Darius Garland for GPPs. And I have interest in the front court here. I think Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley at these prices are definitely intriguing. I think they're, priced about right, but maybe like a few $100s underpriced. I expect big minutes for both, around mid-30s minutes. Just go to the other one that I don't play. So if I play Allen, go Mobley. If I play Mobley, go Allen. But yeah, man, I think both of the bigs here for the front court of Cleveland both look like pretty good plays to me. I do prefer Allen to Mobley, but definitely have interest in both. Karis LeVert, he'll probably play 25-ish minutes off the bench. Super low usage. I had much higher hopes for Karis LeVert this year, coming in that sixth man type of role, but he has been, he's been bad. So, yeah, man, just a dart. Kevin Love, he'll probably play 15 to 20 minutes. Extremely productive. So, you guys know I always like some interest in Kevin Love, and I forgot to show you guys something. Low-owned Jalen Brunson, absolutely breaking the slate, injured. Low-owned Jordan Poole, absolutely breaking the slate, ejected in the third quarter. Sorry, had to come back to that to tilt. Clippers at Detroit, like nothing happened. Let's get back into this video. So it's a good matchup here for the Clippers. We're going over the Clippers, right? Yeah. Detroit, they play middling. 16th in pace. They're terrible defensively. They are 29th in defensive rating. So I think Paul George makes for one of the better spend-ups on the slate. We don't have Kawhi. I expect huge minutes for him. I think 9K does seem a little bit too cheap for Paul George here. So I do like Paul George on this slate. Wall, Morris, Powell, all priced appropriately. I think my second favorite play is going to be the big Zoo in a good matchup at 5K. Played 34 minutes last game. Now, I'm not expecting 34 minutes again, but if he can stay out of foul trouble, I think, he'll play at least, low 20s minutes. So I do have some interest in Zoo. I think it's an interesting GPP play. Everyone else is overpriced. So let's move on to Detroit. Tough matchup here for the Detroit Pistons. The Clippers, 22nd in pace, 3rd in defensive rating. So I think there is some mispricings here. I think Bojan is a fine play at 6.1K, but Detroit's been running a much tighter rotation of late with the guards. They're playing much bigger minutes. So we have 34 minutes here for Killian, and then we had him on pace for 34 plus minutes again. we had Jaden Ivey played 34, 33, and then he was on pace to play more, got into foul trouble, plus the game blew out. So if we're going to continue to get mid 30s minutes for these guards, I think both look pretty good. I definitely give the lean to Jaden Ivey. I think Killian might have the higher floor, but I think both look pretty good to me. I don't like the matchup, but once again, if we're going to get mid 30s minutes from these guys without Cade, I think they are solid plays. I kind of like Jalen Duren too. As you guys know, I've been high on this guy every single slate. I think we get close to 30 minutes from him. Just a double machine. Phenomenal rebounder. I don't think he'll have trouble with the big zoo. So I think Duren at 5.2K solid. Bagley no, Burks no. I'm intrigued by Bey for GPPs. If you told me Sadiq Bey was going to be priced at 3.9K in the beginning of the year, I would have called you absolutely crazy. But um, that's just what he is. And coming off the bench just hasn't been productive. But I think we could see a big Sadiq Bey blow up game here. And I think he's probably going to play around 20 minutes, maybe a little bit more if he's playing better. So I am very intrigued by Sadiq Bey for GPPs at that price tag. Definitely a guy that can break the slate. So definitely intrigued by that. I do like that for GPPs. So Minnesota at Miami, a very, very tough spot here for Minnesota. The Miami Heat are, sorry guys, 28th in pace and 8th in defensive rating. So we have Cat out, we have Kyle Anderson questionable. So we have Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo questionable on the other side. So Ant at 9-2, very, very up and down, but they're running such a tight rotation. You're going to see close to 40 minutes here for the main guys. Ant, D'Lo, Rudy are going to play close to 40 minutes. So I like all of them. I would like them even more if we get Butler and Bam Adebayo ruled out. I think D'Lo right now at 7,400 might be my favorite play. And then if Bam Adebayo gets ruled out, it'll be Rudy Gobert by a mile. If Bam gets ruled out, Rudy Gobert is just going to have a phenomenal spot, whoever they put up on him, and playing huge freaking minutes right now. I would really like Gobert if Bam's out. I think he's a solid play regardless, but D'Lo, definitely my second favorite. If Bam's out, just look at the minutes, man. God's going to stuff the stat sheet too. An okay rebounder. I think he looks pretty good even in a tough spot. This is not a game environment that I would usually like to target, but if you're going to get close to 40 minutes from all of these guys, I think they are solid plays. And then obviously if Butler and Bam are out, they all look really good to me. Would rank them Gobert 1, D'Lo 2, and 3. Kyle Anderson, no thank you. If Kyle Anderson gets ruled out, then you're just going to see those minutes completely solidified for them. I wonder if Kyle Anderson gets ruled in, you see the minutes drop for the main guys, but I doubt it, but if Kyle Anderson's out, you're probably going to get more McDaniels at 5.1K. Played 39 minutes last game. He would be firmly in play. Naz Reid played alongside Gobert some. He would be in play. Jalen Noel would be in play at 4.7K, who will probably play, low to mid 20s minutes. He'll be productive when he's on the court. I wouldn't hate that. So, yeah, you couldn't pay me to play Austin Rivers, so we'll just skip right over that. Good matchup here for Miami. Minnesota, 5th in pace and 15th in defensive rating. So we'll keep this really simple. If Butler and Bam are in, I have no interest in Miami. We have Caleb Martin probable, and we have Gabe Vincent questionable. So if they're both out, though, that's when things change. Like, even Tyler Herro at this price tag in a pace-up spot, I would still definitely have interest in. And then I think Kyle Lowry would look pretty good at 6.6K. I think that would definitely be a mispricing if both those guys are out. Would like him a decent amount. Old Depot, he'll have his minutes more secure. He would be in play, but I think the price is definitely appropriate. And then you guys know the drills. Strauss, very scoring reliant, but would be in play if both those guys are out. And then whoever they start at the 5, I would like quite a bit. They started Haslam one game, but he barely played, so don't play him if they start him. They could do a number of things. They could start Highsmith and go small. They could start Jovic. They could start Orlando Robinson. I know one game, Orlando basically played. I don't know if Jimmy or I forget who was out this game, but Orlando didn't start and they played massive minutes off the bench. But whoever would start the 5, I would like quite a bit. You're probably going to get huge minutes for Duncan Robinson if both those guys out. Would definitely have interest in him as well. Houston at Chicago. I think this game looks pretty appealing for DFS purposes. Chicago's 12th in pace, 17th in defensive rating. So Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, I think they're okay guard plays. Jalen Green, I believe, played huge minutes, played 39 minutes last game. Kevin Porter Jr., I believe, got into massive foul trouble, so he would have probably played the same amount of minutes. Yeah, got into foul trouble. So, once again, if these minutes are going to tick up to close to 40, I think both look good in a good matchup. Sengun, minutes all over the place, but you guys know he has a ceiling. Just not going to play a ton of minutes, so he's GPP only for me. I'll keep saying it, guys. You guys know I've been high on Jabari Smith pretty much every slate. I think he's a solid play here once again. Minutes on an uptick, got into foul trouble, still played 34 minutes. Good rebounder, double-double upside. I mean, yeah. Not going to go out of my way to play Jabari, but if you land on him as the last man in, I am completely okay with that. So, yeah, man. I remember a lot of people in the Discord played Jabari when he went for 45 the other day. And then we have Eric Gordon questionable. If Eric Gordon's out, you're going to have KJ Martin starting. Probably plays close to 30 minutes. A guy that can kind of do it all. He would be a pretty good value play in my opinion. And probably not going to get to anyone else. Let's move on to Chicago. Phenomenal matchup here for Chicago. Houston is, I think, going down in pace, 17th in pace, but they're abysmal defensively, 28th in defensive rating. So I think all of the big three in Chicago look pretty good. I have a feeling that Levine is going to be pretty popular tomorrow, but for good reason. He is shooting guard, shooting forward eligibility. I believe Houston gives up a lot of 3-point shots, especially to guards. So I think Levine is going to be pretty popular tomorrow, but I kind of agree with it. I think he makes for a pretty good play in the mid range. I think DeMar, Vooch are solid too. Patrick Williams' minutes went way, way up. So it's going to be a situation, once again, if we're going to get close to 40 minutes, I think he's solid, but he needs the minutes to get there. So if he's only going to play 30 minutes, then I don't really have that much interest. We do have Caruso out, so you're going to get big minutes for Ayo Desanmu, who I think makes for one of the better value plays on the slate. So I do really like Ayo tomorrow, but he's going to be extremely popular. Drummond, he'll play, excuse me. Drummond will play the backup five. If you think Vooch gets into foul trouble, that'll help his case even more. Always a dart for GPPs, but a fine one. And then if you want to get a pivot off Aodosama, you're going to go to Kobe White or Goran Dragic. I think both will be in the rotation. Minutes, they're going to fluctuate. I don't really know how much they'll play, but I think they're decent pivots off a popular AO tomorrow. So let's move on to this Indiana game. The Pelicans are 11th in pace, and they're good defensively. Where are they? 6th in defensive rating. So Halliburton's been on one. I mean, this guy is just a double-double machine. Went for 43, 7, 2 last game. Played 38 minutes. Not scared of the matchup, even though it is a tough one. Have some interest there. Miles Turner's price is now getting to a point where I think he's actually playable. Has dealt with a lot of foul trouble of late, so that's why you're only seeing low minutes here. But I think normally we get low 30s minutes from him. I think he's a good GPP play. Healed, Matherin, no thank you. If Neesmith is out, we probably still see big minutes for Andrew Nembhard. I think it's perfectly okay. Just a fine option. And then Jalen Smith, minutes all over the place, kind of like a Kevin Love-esque, but I think Jalen will probably play more than Kevin Love. Like a phenomenal point per minute guy that's his minutes are all over the place. If he gets the minutes, he can absolutely break the slate. So Jalen Smith's one of those guys that I'm always intrigued by for GPPs. Duarte is back. He's going to be on a limit. I don't know how much he plays, so he's just a dart for me. Let's move on to the Pelicans. I'm going to keep it a bean. They're all overpriced. No thank you. Utah at San Antonio. Spurs are 8th in pace, and they are last in defensive rating. So the nut matchup here for Utah, Markkanen, Clarkson, these two are going to dominate the usage. I think both are solid spend ups to mid range plays. I do prefer Markkanen to Clarkson. Markkanen, the better rebounder, the better guy at stuffing the stat sheet. I think he plays big minutes if the game stays close. You can't get a better matchup than going up against the Spurs. So I think Markkanen's going to project pretty well tomorrow. Clarkson, like I said, is fine. Jared Vanderbilt is the most frustrating roster ever. You're going to get 10 points or you're going to get 103 points. No in between. So just a tournament only play. I like Walker Kessler at 5.4K. I think we get close to 30 minutes from him. Phenomenal point per minute guy. Really good matchup. So I think Kessler looks good. Mike Conley at 5K. He's mid price basically. If you want to take a shot on a mid price Mike Conley, be my guest, but he's been god awful. Malik Beasley's overpriced, so mainly Kessler and the top two guys for me. And then if you want to take a shot on him in price, Mike Conley be my best. Utah 13th in pace. That kind of rhymes. 26th in defensive rating. So not much here. I think Pirtle's intriguing for GPPs, but there's been news he's been on a limit. Has dealt with foul trouble as well, so hard to go there. Keldon, Vassell, Trey Jones, they're not playing big minutes, so really hard to go to them. Sochan is fish food tomorrow after 45, 30. Listen, he's not going to continue to average close to a triple-double. I don't think his role's secure. He'll be in the rotation. He'll probably play at least 20 minutes, but I don't think we're going to get 25-plus minutes again from him. But I could be wrong. If you want to play Sochan, be my guest. I think he's fine, but I think he'll go a little bit over-owned, in my opinion. And then it's not necessary to go to anyone else. All right, last game here, guys. This game looks really good to me. Charlotte, 10th in pace and 27th in defensive rating. So we'll go over Portland since I just said. Damian Lillard, 9.9K. I think makes for one of my favorite plays on the slate. I think this price tag's too cheap. I think the matchup is great. I think he's playing close to 40 minutes a game. I think he looks like one of my favorite plays. Jeremy Grant at 6.9K in a really good matchup. Now that the price has moved down, I'm perfectly okay with it. Simon's price went down, okay with it. Nurkic, if the minutes could just be there. He's the cover boy today. Has dealt with foul trouble. Minutes will be all over the place for him, but I think we see around 30. In a phenomenal matchup, the price has gone down. Love Nurkic for GPPs tomorrow. Josh Hart, whole play huge minutes, a guy that can stuff the stat sheet at 5.6K. Yeah, be my guest. I think it's perfectly okay. Not going to go to the value. So, okay spot here for Charlotte. I'm still fine paying this price tag for LaMelo Ball. He's the clear number one on this team. Triple-double upside every slate. Going to be super aggressive when he's out there. I still like him even at that price tag. Oubre, going to go back to the bench with Rozier back, no interest. Terry Rozier at 7K, I think is solid as well. I actually think with LaMelo back, that might even benefit him. So I do like Rozier. Hayward, no thank you. We do have Nick Richards doubtful. So you're probably going to see huge minutes for PJ Washington and Mason Plumlee. If that's the case, I have interest in both of them. And then I don't think I'm going to get to anyone else. So I hope this helped you guys out. If you want to join my Discord, I'll have a link to that down below. And don't forget to join the giveaway. And I hope you all had a great Christmas.